Bowser has been seen in a ton of Mario games, and at some point Nintendo gave him a vehicle, the Koopa Clown Car. However, why did they give this to him, and how did this car evolve over time in terms of use, story, gameplay, and design? Well, let's find out. Now, the creation of the Koopa Clown Car is probably connected with the making of Yoshi, Mario's way of getting around. Shigeru Miyamoto has stated in interviews that he wanted Mario to ride a horse after the completion of Super Mario Bros. Technical limitations on the NES kept this from being possible, but with the development of the Super Famicom, an animal partner for Mario could be supported. In the end, Yoshi, the dinosaur companion, was born. And since Mario got a new form of transportation that he could also use as a weapon, Bowser also got one. Now, I'm not sure that it exactly went this way, but I'm quite sure that this was the reason why Bowser got the Koopa Clown Car. It was seen for the first time in Super Mario World just like Yoshi. In the Valley of Bowser, he can be seen flying around his castle in it. After making your way through Bowser's castle and onto the rooftop of it, you proceed to battle Bowser together with his vehicle. He attacks by dropping big Steelies and Mega Koopas and can only be injured by having a jumped-on Mecha Koopa thrown at him when he sticks his head out of the car. After being hit several times, he tries to use the Koopa Clown Car, whose face grows more sinister and manic, to crush you. He also begins dropping fireballs, and after being hit several more times, he is beaten. Now, as you can see, they put heavy focus on this new asset that Bowser can use, just like they did with Yoshi and Mario. It did make for a good boss fight though, since it increased the difficulty of hitting him a lot compared to the previous fights. All of a sudden he is high up and throws stuff at you, so he essentially decides the pacing of the battle. Besides that, they can incorporate a ton of different tactics in the fight, because we don't know exactly what the car is capable of. You also don't expect a lot of his moves, because there isn't really a visual cue for it in the design. If it had a cannon, then you could expect it to fire at you. However, the Koopa Clown Car doesn't have any visual clues like that, so it can be quite unpredictable the first time, which is a good thing. Besides that, the design of the car is very interesting, since it changes at certain stages in the fight. Near the end, it also gets a dark and evil looking smile, which is a fun touch. Now after this, it kind of disappeared. Just like the Koopalings, this was only made for the 2D games. Well, at that time at least. And so it wasn't seen in the 3D games on the Nintendo 64 and GameCube. However, at some point, the 2D games were revived. This time called the New Super Mario Bros. Series, which is a modern version of the old classics with new elements, levels, and other stuff added. In the Wii version of the game, not a lot changes when it comes to the use of the item. However, this time it's Bowser Jr. who uses it. In the boss fight you have with him, you have to deal with a wide range of tactics that are all completely different from each other. In one of them you have to get into a Koopa Clown Car as well, and have a bumper car-like battle where you knock each other into electricity. In the fight after that, he flies around in a huge version and shoots fireballs at you and throws bombs. And there's even a third fight which is also different from the others. Clearly, this vehicle gives the game designers a lot of freedom, which is understandable since you can do anything to it really. It's a bit of an open canvas for them. However, the only thing they seem to do with it is boss fights. Besides that, it doesn't have any role or purpose really. Now the Koopa Clown Car reappears in the 3DS game New Super Mario Bros. 2, and here the Koopalings can be seen riding in it together. In the corridors of the final castle in World 6 and World Star, the Koopalings are seen flashing with the Koopa Clown Car's eyes. Mario can evade these by passing between the castle's pillar, because if the flash touches him, he will turn into stone. So here they're using it more as an extra challenge for the platforming sections, which is certainly something new for this vehicle. It's a fun twist though. It adds more danger to an otherwise quite normal section of the level, and for once, the Koopa Clown Car is used for something else than a boss fight. Besides that, it also makes the background of that part more integrated into the level, since all of a sudden it has an impact on what happens to the player. Now after this, it wasn't seen as much. The only other game where it had a big role was in Super Mario Maker. Overall, it didn't really change. However, they added a new version called the Fire Koopa Clown Car in a software update. Its exterior shell is colored a kind of yellow or orange, its propeller is red, it has a flame design on its cheek, and its mouth takes a circular form. This variant acts similar to the normal one, but the player is able to shoot fireballs when riding in it, in a similar manner to Fire Mario. However, unlike normal fireballs, these do not fall, but will continue moving horizontally until it encounters a block, an enemy, or simply remains off the screen for too long. If you hold the button, it will shoot larger fireballs that can destroy blocks, and if you have certain power-ups, this becomes even stronger. So they added a variation that could actually attack, which is a great feature for a game like Super Mario Maker, since you can also give this to enemies. It adds some spice to it all, and certainly makes the game more difficult. I'm actually quite surprised that it took this long for them to make one that shoots fire. However, this could also be because Bowser and his son can both shoot fire from their mouths, so it wouldn't really be necessary. Still, it certainly makes a lot of sense to add it in this game, since Mario can also use it to take out enemies. You can even use this for a Koopa Clown Car only level, a bit of a side-scrolling shooter. A good example of this is Contra, but this time in a vehicle. It certainly gives you some options. Now, this is kind of where it ends. It's not really seen in the main series anymore, and when it is, nothing really changed. We did see it in a ton of spin-off games like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. However, it's still used in a similar manner to the main series. So maybe they will do some new things with it in the future. I guess only time will tell. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. My voice is completely dead. I'm doing this on the 20th of December because I want to have a vacation and free time during Christmas and New Year. I hope you all have a great holiday. I don't care what you celebrate. Have fun. That's what it's about.